The phone's glow sliced through the dark of our bedroom like a blade. Its buzz a low growl against the silence. It was 11:47 p.m., and Sarah's text blinked up at me. "It's just a business dinner. Running late. Don't wait up." My thumb hovered over the screen, the words blurring as my chest tightened. A vice grip of unease I couldn't shake. I didn't reply. Instead, I opened the photo that had arrived an hour earlier, sent from an unknown number. It was Sarah laughing, her hand resting on her boss David's arm in a dimly lit restaurant, her wedding ring glinting like a cruel taunt. The message attached read, "From his wife. You deserve to know." The room felt smaller, the air thick with the scent of Sarah's lavender lotion lingering on the sheets. I sat on the edge of the bed, the mattress creaking under my weight, and stared at the photo until my eyes burned. Her smile, wide, unguarded, was one I hadn't seen in months. Not with me. My mind churned, replaying every late night, every vague excuse, every time she brushed off my questions with a tired, "Work's just intense right now." Was I a fool for believing her? Or was I the fool for doubting her now, based on one photo, one stranger's accusation? I wanted to call her, to demand answers, but my fingers froze. What if I was wrong? What if this was nothing? A misunderstanding, a moment taken out of context? But the photo gnawed at me, her hand on his arm, the way David leaned toward her, his tie loosened, his eyes too warm. I knew that look. I'd given it to her once, back when we were young and reckless, sneaking kisses in dive bars, promising forever over cheap wine. Now, 7 years into our marriage, those promises felt like ghosts haunting the edges of my thoughts. The front door clicked open downstairs and my heart lurched. Footsteps, slow, deliberate, echoed on the hardwood. I slipped the phone into my pocket and stood, my pulse hammering in my throat. The stairs creaked and Sarah appeared in the doorway, her coat draped over one arm, her hair slightly mussed. She froze when she saw me awake, her eyes flickering with something. Surprise? Guilt? "You're up," she said, her voice light but strained, like a string pulled too tight. She set her coat on the chair and kicked off her heels, the clatter sharp in the quiet. "I told you not to wait. Couldn't sleep." My words came out flat, heavier than I meant. I studied her, her flushed cheeks, the faint smear of lipstick, the way she avoided my gaze as she crossed to the dresser. "How was the dinner?" "Fine." She tugged out her earrings, her back to me. "Just work stuff. David's pitching a new client next week, so we were prepping." The lie, if it was a lie, slid out so smoothly I almost believed it. Almost. My hand tightened around the phone in my pocket, the photo burning in my mind. "Must have been a long prep," I said, my voice low, testing the waters. "It's nearly midnight." She turned, her brow furrowing, but her smile was quick, practiced. "You know how David gets. He talks forever." She laughed, but it was hollow like wind through an empty bottle. "Why are you looking at me like that?" I wanted to show her the photo, to watch her face as the truth spilled out, but something stopped me. Doubt? Fear? Or maybe the desperate hope that I was wrong, that this was all a mistake. Instead I said, "You've been working late a lot lately." Her smile faltered just for a second. "It's this project. It's intense." She stepped closer, her hand reaching for mine, but I pulled back, instinctive, and her expression shifted. "Hurt? Or maybe something else." "What's wrong, Matt? You're acting weird." The air between us crackled, heavy with unspoken questions. I could have confronted her then, but the words caught in my throat. What if she denied it? What if she admitted it? I wasn't ready for either. "Just tired," I muttered, turning away. "Let's go to bed." Sleep didn't come. I lay beside her, her breathing soft and even while my mind spiraled. I thought of the early days, her laugh echoing through our tiny apartment, the way she'd curl into me on the couch, her dreams of starting her own firm. She'd been so driven, so fierce, and I'd loved her for it. When had that changed? When had we stopped talking, really talking? I traced the cracks in our marriage. Missed dinners, clipped conversations, my own long hours at the hospital. Had I pushed her away? Or had she chosen this? The next morning, Sarah was gone before I woke, a post-it on the fridge. "Early meeting. Love you." The words felt like a slap, too casual, too easy. I spent the day distracted, my rounds at the hospital a blur of charts and patients, the photo still searing my thoughts. By evening I couldn't take it anymore. I texted the unknown number. "Who are you?" Why did you send this? The reply came an hour later. I'm Ellen, David's wife. I found texts on his phone. Meet me tomorrow 3 p.m. Cafe Loom. We need to talk. The cafe was a haze of coffee-scented air and clinking mugs. Ellen sat in the corner, her face pale, her fingers twisting a napkin into knots. She was older than I'd expected, her eyes shadowed with exhaustion. I didn't want to do this, she said, her voice low, trembling. But I couldn't keep pretending. She slid her phone across the table. Texts between Sarah and David. Flirty at first, then intimate, then undeniable. Plans for dinners, hotel rooms, stolen moments. My stomach churned while rising as I read words I couldn't unsee. How long? I asked, my voice barely a whisper. 6 months, maybe more. Ellen's eyes met mine, raw with pain. I thought you should know. I couldn't be the only one carrying this. I wanted to scream, to shatter the mug in my hand, but I just nodded, numb. What now? I asked, not sure if I meant for her or me. I'm leaving him, she said, her voice steady now. You. I didn't answer. I couldn't. The drive home was a blur, the city lights streaking like tears. When Sarah walked in that night, her smile was the same, bright, deflecting. But I was done pretending. I held up my phone, the photo on the screen. Ellen sent me this. Her face collapsed, color draining as she stumbled over her words. Matt, it's not, it was just dinner, I swear. Stop. My voice was sharp, cutting through her lies. I saw the texts. All of them. She froze, her eyes wide, searching mine for a way out. Then she sank onto the couch, her hands covering her face. I didn't mean for it to happen, she whispered, her voice breaking. It just did. Why? The question tore out of me, raw and jagged. Was I not enough? She looked up, tears streaming, but her answer was a knife. You stopped seeing me, Matt. You were always at the hospital, always gone. David, he saw me. The room spun. Her words were a mirror, reflecting my own failures, my own distance. But they didn't erase the betrayal. So you chose him? I said, my voice cold. You chose lies. I didn't want to lose you, she sobbed, reaching for me, but I stepped back, the space between us a chasm now. I walked out, the door slamming behind me, the sound echoing in my chest. The night air was sharp, biting, but it couldn't drown out the truth. Our marriage was a house of cards, and I'd been too blind to see it falling. As I stood under the streetlight, my phone buzzed again. Another text from Ellen. There's more. She's pregnant. The world tilted and I gripped the lamppost, my breath ragged. Sarah pregnant. Was it mine? Or his? The question burned, a final twist of the knife, leaving me broken, betrayed, and staring into an abyss of doubt.